G'day cocktail lovers and welcome to the Cocktail Dome, where we bring you all the excitement of big league cocktails. I'm Chuck Carrots and with me is my host, Archbishop. And today, the man known to some as the Angry Aussie is going to give us another special rum-based concoction. Yes, Chuck, and as we're coming up on World Rum Day and Pina Colada Day, I think I have an idea of what's coming. I see where you're going, Arch, but let's ask the man himself, what are we going to see today on the Angry Cocktail channel? Thanks, Chuck, and Arch is on the right track. I am going to be doing a version of a Pina Colada. This drink is always a crowd pleaser, but a special one today, I am going to do a milk clarified Pina Colada. Oh, unbelievable! Does that mean we're having another Milk Punch Monday? Yeah, to be fair, Chuck, we are not doing this on a Monday. Well, we're on the internet, Arch. People could be watching this at any time. Good point, Chuck. Besides, time's an abstract concept. It was like more and more meaningless to me. How long ago did COVID start? Was it 10 years ago? 20? Nobody knows anymore. Well, I didn't realise you were having such an existential crisis, Chuck. I hope you're getting some appropriate professional attention. Never mind that, Arch. I want to hear about this milk clarified cocktail. Sure thing, Chuck. To stay in line with the flavour of a Pina Colada, I will be clarifying this cocktail with coconut milk rather than dairy milk. Can you do that? You definitely can, Chuck. Although it's referred to as a milk clarified cocktail or sometimes milk punch, you're not limited to dairy, so long as what you're using has sufficient fat content. And coconut milk has quite high fat content, so you can use it in place of dairy. And in fact, any of the nut milks, if they're over about 3% fat, should work. So besides giving you a great flavour, it also lets the vegans join in on the fun. Oh, top tip for the viewers there, Angry. Thanks, Chuck. And look, one more top tip is the milk clarifying process tends to soften the flavours in the drink. So with that in mind, you would normally use a light rum making a Pina Colada, but because of the clarification process, I will be going for a much bolder rum in this case. Cool, I love me some bolder rums. Me too, Arch. And because I'm making a batch, it's easy to put an interesting mix of rums in. The first one I'm going for is this 15-year-old Cuban rum. And I'll be doing, in terms of the scale in the batch, it will be 1 part of this aged rum. Next, I decided to go with Gosling's Black Seal rum. This rum's famous for being the only rum you're meant to use if you're making a dark and stormy. We're using it in the Pina Colada. There will also be 1 part of the Gosling's Black rum going in. For a bit of extra flavour, I've decided to put in some allspice dram, also known as pimento dram. It's got some great flavours in there, and in terms of the relation to the other, it will be half a part of pimento dram going in. Now for some juices, and of course there are juices in a standard Pina Colada, but in this clarified version, they'll be doing double duty, because besides the flavour, we need the acid content to curdle the coconut milk. So for this recipe, I'm putting in 1 part pineapple juice and half a part lime juice. Fun fact, Chuck, one of the reasons that tiki drinks are often served in opaque ceramic containers rather than glasses is most tiki drinks look pretty gross. Particularly if they've had cream or coconut milk, they'll separate after a while, and you tend to not see that if it's in a typical tiki container. Well, thanks for that disgusting observation, Chuck. I mean, I'll be thinking of that when I go into a tiki bar next. No need to worry about that, because in this case we want the drink to curdle, and we'll be filtering those curds out, which lets us serve the drink in a clear glass to really show off the clarification. But we will be adding the cocktail to the coconut cream or the coconut milk, and it's 4 parts of the cocktail to 1 part coconut milk. Now, there are a lot of fallacies about milk clarification, but this one makes a difference. You add the cocktail to the milk component, not the other way around. Give it a little bit of a stir, and then you're going to wait for the separation process to happen. That might take 10 minutes. Again, some people might tell you need to leave it for 12, 24 hours. I've never had to leave it more than half an hour myself. I will go on the record here, Arch. I never get over how gross the drink looks while it curdles. I feel you, Chuck, and I'm always amazed at how the final product looks nothing like the original, even before it curdles. Yes, guys, and one final tip bears repeating. Although you're putting it through a filter, it's actually the curds that are doing the hard work of the clarifying. They'll be caught in the filter and then they will clarify the cocktail. But they won't settle to the bottom straight away, so the first amount that runs through won't be as clear as you might like. So you let that run through for a while, and when it starts coming through clear, you tip that amount back in, or even put the entire drink through more than once. Depending on the size of the batch you're making, this could take anywhere from an hour to a couple of hours. You might even want to leave it in the fridge overnight. Well, fortunately, we have the magic of editing, and just look at it, Arch. Look at the finished product. The difference from the original, it's almost unbelievable. And I mean, the taste. Of course, with a standard Pina Colada, it's a creamy drink, so the experience of drinking a milk clarified Pina Colada, very different. But the flavours, they're all there. It's like you're drinking Pina Colada's distant cousin. But so all the notes are there, somehow it's also completely different. You can put some really strong booze in there, it just kind of sneaks up on you. Well, given all the messing around, this is probably not something you want to do every day, but I think everyone should give it a go from time to time. Well, indeed, Arch. Variety is the spice of life, and here at the Cocktail Dome, we just want to keep things interesting, because as we always say, life's too short to waste time on boring cocktails. Cheers.